right, welcome back to the Baseball Diaries. This is the D-Day episode. Shout out all the vets. We freed Europe, back-to-back World War champs. So, getting right into the news and notes. Jose Urquidy and Christian Javier are both having season-ending surgery, as Tyler has repeated multiple times now. The Astros panic button is, at this point, it's never coming off.
I mean, unless they go on some insane run where they win like 19 straight games, it's on. Like, it is 100% on.
They'd have to make some kind of deal with the devil to do that at this point.
I completely agree with you. I mean, right now, with Christian Javier, who is one of the only like highlights of pitching that you could have for them right now, losing him, and then basically just saying that we're not getting Urquidy back at all this season. So basically now they have a chance of getting Luis
Garcia,
maybe? I don't like.
He's probably going to
have
season-ending surgery next week at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what his timetable looks like to come back, but bringing him back doesn't change you from being a team that doesn't make the playoffs to a team that makes the playoffs. Like, it doesn't...
Or even makes noise.
Luis Garcia got moved from the 15-day IL to the 60-day IL.
Okay, so he's not coming back this year.
Yeah, most likely no.
Aside from that, Astros panic button's going to stay on.
Yep.
We said that. Paul Skeens pitched against the Dodgers yesterday. He went 5 innings pitched, struck out 8. He struck out Ohtani on 3 straight heaters. Ohtani eventually did get him back and hit a homer off him, but the Pirates still won. And Aroldis Chapman has thrown the fastest pitch for 6 teams now.
Yeah.
And
Aroldis Chapman throwing 104 this year is like, it's that meme. What year is it?
He threw the fastest pitch in like 2010, and now he's thrown it in 2024.
Yeah. What year is it? Like,
this is a guy who's touching his mom very inappropriately preseason.
Why?
You know it happened.
Like, I know what happened, but I don't want to. The reason I've been drinking as much is so I can forget that.
It's the reason I'm drinking right now, because I remembered it the second I saw that go on Rob Friedman and
I know. Anytime
page.
I see his name, I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, not that
because that's
picture.
Impossible to forget.
No, you can't. You can't forget that.
You can't black out enough to forget that.
No, I've tried. I've tried. Yeah, it's crazy. He's 36.
Yeah.
Literally fastest pitch was in 2010, and now it's 2024, 14 years later, and he's still throwing 104 miles an hour.
Makes no sense. That shouldn't be possible.
No, but not at all.
Aroldis Chapman is still around and still throwing the fastest pitch in baseball. So,
take a guess what his strikeouts per 9 is currently.
Currently? I mean, I'm going to guess something stupid because you're saying it. I'm going to guess like 16.
You're right on the dot. 16.
God! Sometimes I'm so good.
Sometimes you either get it spot on or you're so far off that it's not even fucking close. Like, it's either like spot on or it's like, you're like, guess his strikeouts per 9. You're like 307. And it's like,
that's not possible.
It's literally not possible.
But yeah, after that, Spencer Torkelson got sent down, which is just like, so he's been dropped on all of my fantasy teams. No, but it looked like, especially after last year when he hit 31 bombs, that he had finally figured it out.
Yeah,
I think it was 31. And
it was.
Now it's
I'm looking it up right. 30. Yep, 31 on the dot, and he's hit 4 this year.
And it's like with the Tigers, still they're struggling. Their pitching's been good, but their offense has not.
Yeah,
that was someone you really
basically
needed.
Minus Riley Green.
It's like
Matt Vierling.
Matt Vierling, Car Shield, former Philly.
Keep talking. I will be right back.
Gotcha. After that, Monty got booed off the field at Chase Field. Another bad start. His ERA, I think, is 6.8 now. He's He's not been good, and again, this is what happens when you rob a guy of a spring training. It's not smart, and I mean, what more can you say? That's just not great. Blake Snell has also now been placed on the 15-day IL with a groin strain. Again, these two Boris clients back to back. Like Scott Boris will be fine, but like this is just hitters clearly are better able to adjust, but it's still a routine thing. And Blake Snell hasn't been good, but he's been better as of late, and now he's hurt again. Again, taking pitchers out of a routine. Not exactly a great plan. With that, because Tyler is away, I'm going to move into the Phillies. The Phillies played 2 series at home this week before flying to London, so no Phillies baseball for me until Saturday. Quite unfortunate. Offense wasn't great in the series against the Brewers, but we did end up sweeping the Brewers. The Phillies took 2 of 3 from the Cards. The Phillies then proceeded to sweep the National League Central leading Brewers, beating them 3-1, 2-1, and 2-0. Castellanos walked off the second game with realistically, it only had to be a single. We had Witt on second, and they intentionally walked Bryson Stott to get to Casty, and Casty hit a bullet down the line, and Frelick was never getting to it. Ended up being a walk-off double, and Whit Merrifield scored from second.
I heard Casty walked it off.
Yes, he did.
I'm coming back.
Hold on, no, because he hit a bomb the next game to win it.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, he hit a bomb to win it?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a walk-off, but the bomb, he hit a 2-run home run in the second game. Those were our only 2 runs in that game. Our offense wasn't really alive. Our defense was nasty the entire series against the Brewers. But
you ready for it then?
Check on none of your loved ones, and
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again.
Yes. Tom McCarthy did not have any outrageous outburst. So yeah, it was a drive to deep left. You want to hear something funny? Ellie is on the All-Star ballot voting thing along with Dalton Varsho. That's pretty funny. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
I mean, Ellie I can see because, like, he had an insane April, so it's like, all right.
He did.
Like, but Dalton I mean, honestly, Ellie will probably be on the All-Star team.
He probably will be on the All-Star team, and that's just...
But that's because the Reds need a candidate, and it's like...
I mean, if it was me, I think I'd go Spencer Steer over him.
Yeah, I agree. But nobody knows who Spencer Steer is, like, other than nerds like us.
Yeah, and me and Nick, who have been saying this is the year of Spencer Steer all season. So Spencer Steer will get votes from me and Nick. But shout out to the Cardinals. We couldn't sweep them, but we swept the Brewers. So by what is that math concept? Transverse property?
I have no idea.
I was terrible at math. That's why I went to law school.
I was good at math, but like
I was terrible at math. So that's why I went to law school. Well, I mean, this isn't the only reason, but like, yeah. Money. But yeah, we couldn't sweep the Cardinals, but we could sweep the Brewers. So
yeah,
that's something for Tyler. And with that, I will pass.
We also won the Taijuan Walker start, which did the Brewers even have to face him?
No, they did not.
That's why. Why.
You know what? That's a good point. Before I pass it off to you and your Cardinals, the Phillies have 4 starting pitchers with a sub 2.8 ERA, and then there's that dipshit with a 5.73.
I need to make the meme of like the three-headed dragon, and like the one that's a dipshit, and have it'll be Wheeler, Ranger, and then Taijuan Walker.
And you could even put Sanchez and Nola on that
for sure.
You have Ranger has a 1.70, Wheels has a 2.23, Sanchez has a 2.71, and Nola has a 2.77.
Well, and then what's crazy is they keep starting him when Spencer Turnbull's in your bullpen with a 2.64.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't get it.
He was lights out when he was starting for you guys. Like,
and look, I understand that Turnbull hasn't thrown more than 60 innings since like 2021. But like,
play the hot hand.
Yeah, it's like you are doing, like, yes, you're never gonna win every game, and Rangers not gonna be a god the entire season. He's gonna have bad starts. That's what happens with baseball. But Jesus, why are you scheduling a loss? What's the point?
I mean, and I'm looking at like Spencer Turnbull's like outerlying numbers, and it all suggests that like he's gonna be a better pitcher than
Taijuan Walker's Savant page is terrible. It's bad in every department.
I'm looking at Turnbull's right now. So he's got a 2.64 ERA, 3.12 FIP, a .970 WHIP, expected ERA of 3.69, expected batting average against 2.41, which those aren't amazing, but like from your 5, I'll take a fucking 3.69 for my 5 guy.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
What the like? That's on my team. That's a 2. Like,
yeah. And I'm just like, Jesus, what's the point of having Walker pitch? It's like, yes, I know we're paying him, but he's not earning the paycheck. Yes, get rid of him.
Trade him.
Like Jesus, I'd rather have Mick Abel come up and struggle than this.
So at least you're doing something for the future at that point. Right now, it's like Turnbull's not doing anything for what's his contract look like?
$2 million for 1 year. Oh wait, Turnbull's is 1 year, $2 million. Walker's on like 18.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew it was a bad contract.
I think he has like 3 years left. Yeah, dude, we could have had Nate Eovaldi for the same money, and we didn't do that.
Yeah,
I thought was stupid.
Oh my God, they gave him 4 years, $72 million.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible.
And he is not a free agent. He's $18 million a year until 2027.
I think I genuinely think we are going to get rid of him.
I said trade him, but I don't know if you can. Like,
no, we'd have to eat the money.
You'd have to eat a lot. Like, you're eating most of that contract.
I mean, dude, the Nats still trot Patrick Corbin out there, so they probably take him.
Yeah, might as well.
So I mean, at this point, I really do think he's going to end up gone, but I don't know where, because we're going to have to eat that money. And
right now he's got a 5.73 ERA. His FIP is a 5.66. So it's showing that it's just bad.
It's bad pitching. Like, it's straight up. Like, you saw the home run he gave up to Gorman.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. It
was a terrible pitch.
Oh my God. Expected ERA 6.13. Expected batting average against 280.
Yeah, it's like, because all he does is leave pitches over the plate. That's all he does.
God. He isn't as blue as he's as blue as Dustin Poirier's eye looked like after the fight on every category except for breaking run value. That's it.
I know. It's terrible. Like, I hate watching his starts because
it is ugly bad.
It's terrible. And everyone else is very good, which is like, oh, God damn it, I have to watch Walker pitch, but I like
in 2012 last year. You guys got him last year?
Dude, he was pissed off that he was left off the playoff roster. And it's like, dude, we didn't leave you off.
He had a 4.38. Where the fuck were you going to pitch?
It's like, we didn't leave you off because it was disrespect. We were leaving you off because you're terrible. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You can be the dugout guy. Like, I mean, look, I'm sure he's a great human being. He's a terrible pitcher. I mean, it's just a fact.
I mean, you guys signed. Oh my God, I cannot believe you guys gave that guy $18 million a year. So the year that you guys signed him, he had a 3.49, which is good. 157 innings pitched. Okay.
I mean, I think we got him for the innings. Like, that's the only logical reason.
You guys don't need fucking innings. You guys have 2 guys who are going to have over 200, 3 guys who are going to have over 200 innings.
I know.
Like, there's no point.
No, I hate it. I hate it.
Like,
and,
even
I mean,
Sanchez
look,
might have. Even Sanchez might have 170 innings this year.
He might, and I'm just like, look, all right, like I'm complaining about the Phillies, and we have the best record tied with the Yankees, and it's like, look, Taijuan Walker has almost a 6 ERA. That's worth complaining about.
Yeah, no,
I'm not complaining about Witt right
just
now.
Bad.
Like Witt hasn't been good, but
he's
we're
your
paying him
backup.
$18 million.
Yeah, you're paying him
a
18
utility
million.
player.
Exactly.
Like
Witt is the guy that gives everybody a day off. That's what he is. Taijuan Walker is making a start every 5 days.
It's like it's a scheduled loss when he's on there because it's like, yes, you can win games where your offense isn't clicking, not with him.
No,
because he's gonna give up at this rate. It's like 6 runs a game.
Yeah.
So with
his hits per 9. Take a guess.
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna hurt you more because I'm hurt. I'm always hurting.
Taijuan Walker hits per 9. It's got to be something absurd.
It's pretty insane.
9?
10.8, almost 11.
Fuck.
Yeah. His walks per 9 is 3.6. That's brutal. He has a 2.0 strikeout to walk.
Dude, I hate him. I hate him. Like, and I don't want to hate him, but I hate him. And it's just like, really bad. He's terrible.
And he's never been that good. Like, he had one in 2020. He had a good season with Toronto. Other than that, he's had average seasons. I guess his first it's just been average seasons. Yeah, it's like that's not a guy you give it. Like, that's one of the ones that Dombrowski missed on, and Dombrowski doesn't miss a ton. He hasn't missed a ton. That one was questionable at best. Caskey's kind of missed on a little bit too. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, Caskey's at least he's not so bad where you're like, damn. Yeah. And his contract was also shorter than Schwarber's, so you're kind of like, well, whatever. With that, K1's on the hook for a lot of years. I know that's the part that really sucks about it. All right, you want to go to your Cardinals now? Since I guess my Cardinals, we lost 2 out of 3 against my Astros, so yay and nay. Like, yay and nay. I mean, the Cardinals are the only team you really care about. That's why we had the fan report card thing where it said suffering. What did it say? Extreme? No, it said excessive. It said excessive. No, for Sean. For Sean. Yeah, but that's because he's a fan of other teams. I just put the Cardinals, and mine was minimal or something like that. And I was like, oh well. I mean, it's probably not contemplating what you've been through over the last 2 years. 2 years, yeah. Well, and also, it's considering the fact that we've been a winning ball club for so a while, long. Yeah. And even a winning ball club is winning, making the playoffs every year, and it's the reason I'm suffering is not that because we didn't make the playoffs those years. It's because the team that made the playoffs wasn't going to do any fucking damage. That's why. Which, fuck it, I'm going to go into this anyways. Tangent time. Jack Flaherty has been fucking electric this year. And, could you imagine how much better the Cardinals would be if it was 1-2 and it was Gray, Jack Flaherty? It would be a lot better. Yeah, it would be a lot better than, which, don't get me wrong, Kyle Gibson and Lance Lynn have been both really good. Is it sustainable? I've went into that at fucking length. I'm not doing it again. Yes, you have. And then Miles Michaelis just fucking sucks. He's worse than Taijuan Walker, which is shocking. Hard to do. Very hard to do. Very hard to be worse than Taijuan Walker, but he did it somehow. Anyways, he managed it. Going back to the series with the Astros, Game 1, JoJo got hit around, which is concerning. I went through it a little bit last episode. Actually, it was the last episode or the episode before. I think it was last episode because we were talking about Helsley having some struggles. And I said it before, when you don't have a guy that's going 8 or 9 innings at least once in a while, you're gonna overuse that bullpen. And that's what's going on. Yeah. JoJo's getting overused. Kitrel is getting overused. Helsley's getting overused. So, yeah, it's great that Helsley's racking up all these saves and he's doing well. But what happens if, let's say the Cardinals miraculously make it in the playoffs.
He's going to be burnt out.
He's going to be, exactly. Him, JoJo, and Kitrel are all going to be burnt. So, it's...
you want Andre Palante throwing meaningful innings?
Yeah, I mean, and that was my next point, is Andre Palante fucking sucks as a starter. He gave up, I think, 6 earned runs in his last outing and 3 innings pitched. I want to say it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ouch. Which it is the Astros. I'll say the Astros offense is still good. I mean, and Alvarez is looking like he's coming back. He's definitely been heating up a little bit. So I get it. It's the Astros, but I knew Palante wasn't going to be a good starter, like, at all. I was like, why
There's
are we
nothing redeemable about it.
No, there's nothing, exactly. He gave up, 6 earned runs, 3 innings pitched, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Bad. Just
That's
bad.
not a redeemable start.
He's got a 6.16 ERA right now. Like,
shocker.
Yeah. Other than
bad
that,
pitcher is bad.
Also, like I said, Jordan's starting to heat up, and he's been hitting the ball again. He's over an 800 OPS. I think he's even flirt with 9 right now. Rodel Blanco in Game 3 had another rough outing. He only gave up 4 earned runs, but like the thing about Blanco was like he was the bright spot in the pitching rotation for a long time,
and now he's just not.
Yeah, and now he's not, which is I mean, again, it was a matter of time because while his outlying numbers actually look like they're fine, but it's just he's never been a starter. Like, he's really never been a starter. And then he threw that no, and everyone was all over him. And he's been doing, like, good. Like, I mean, his
serviceable
ERA,
work.
yeah, it has been good. But the issue is that was your only starting pitcher, and Framber, obviously, that were good. And even Framber had a step back this year. Like, and now they're not getting anybody back, so it's not looking good for the Astros. And I'll do it again in just a second.
Reminder: the panic button has never been off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was off for like a week.
Yeah. Framber's got a 3.95 ERA this year, which is bad for him. Very bad for him. And
especially if that's your ace, because like Verlander's bad.
Is looking bad too. Exactly. And Father Time is unbeaten, and it looks like Father Time is rearing its ugly head with Justin Verlander. Framber, his expected ERA 3.99, expected batting average against 2.62. The only like real good thing that he does is get ground balls, which is great, but like if you're putting up a 3.95 ERA, that's not good. It's not good at all. That's not going to be. I mean, I understand the Astros offense is strong, but he can't carry it in offense like that.
No,
with a 3.95 ERA. So I'm going to do it again. And that goes for both my teams. Panic button's on for both of them.
Yes. Kyle Tucker's a Philly. So I'm gonna love having him in red, and I know you do. I'm gonna love having him in red pinstripes.
If he's in red pinstripes, I'm gonna be so
you
fucking.
You could get a jersey. You look great in powder blues.
I am not getting a fucking jersey of Kyle Tucker in the Phillies. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck you. Like, no. Die.
He's mad, everyone, if you couldn't tell.
So
you already covered now both your teams. So the Mariners played the Athletics, and they won 2 out of 3. Mason Miller pitched in one of the games, and Julio actually took him deep off a 102.5 mile an hour fastball.
Shit.
It came up during the broadcast today. The Mariners won 4-3, and lost 2-1 in the game Mason Miller pitched, obviously. And the Mariners then won today 3-0 behind a strong showing from Brian Wu.
He's been electric. He's been lights out.
He's been very good. But then they travel to the Royals. I only watched the game today while I was studying. So, I mean, like, they did the job they had to do. They won 2 out of 3. You win the series. Essentially, take what you can get, especially with their offense being as bad as it is. They've called up a bunch of young guys. They've looked a lot better since they've done that.
They signed Miguel Rojas.
No, Victor Robles.
Victor Robles, sorry. Yeah, Victor Robles. Yeah. They signed.
Clearly, that's going to save your
He's the savior of the offense, like I'm telling you.
The guy who has no pop and a decent glove is going to save you. whatever, man. Like, Jesus, he got released by the Nats. Like,
yeah.
Come on. Like,
I wonder, like, with the Mariners, I just wonder who they're going to go after, because like I've been seeing trade talks that they were talking about going after either
I saw
Lubov,
them talk
Pete Alonso, or Goldschmidt,
and I'm like, okay, that's fine, because that would help your offense a ton. But is that why they're calling up the young guys? Maybe it is. But like, if they get Lubov, hell yeah, all behind that, because like, dude slayed in the home run derby there.
Yeah.
So I would like that, but I don't know what a realistic package for Lubov for them looks like. They don't need pitching, so they can move pitching, and they can move some of those young guys, because look, if they get Lubov, that puts their offense in a different stratosphere than it currently is.
It puts them into, they're now an average offense in baseball, which is all they need to be a dangerous playoff team. With that pitching staff, I mean, think about it. Now, they go into a 5-game series. They're rocking a 3-man rotation, which, I mean, Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, and then you're piggybacking Brian Wu off one of them.
Brian Wu and Bryce fucking Miller.
Bryce Miller. Exactly. You're piggybacking. Those guys are going to the bullpen for a 5-game series. Like, what? So that means
they're one of the teams. Like, they're essentially, the Phillies could do a 4-man if they wanted to. The Mariners could do a 5-man rotation in a 7-game series.
Yep.
That's terrifying.
Which I think is I don't think that's a good move, honestly.
No, I don't think. No one will do that.
In a 7-game series, you go 4-man rotation. Like, and you put Brian Wu into the bullpen.
Could you imagine, like, piggybacking Bryce Miller and Brian Wu in a game 4?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it would be disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about even in a 5-game series when they go 3-man. Okay, let's say Luis Castillo, let's say he gets roughed up and goes 3 innings, gives up a couple runs, and you're like, all right, fine. We'll put on Brian Wu now. Like, okay, well, that sucks. Even if two of those 3 aces have a bad day, they're bringing in another ace to fix the problem.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Like, say they add Lubov to that. Oh, now we don't have Emerson Hancock.
Yeah.
Whatever. We have Lubov hitting in the 4-hole.
Yep. And then that's going to provide the protection that J-Rod needs, because in that lineup, don't pitch to J-Rod, you're probably safe. And that's what's been happening all year long.
Yeah, and if you cannot, and if you have to put J-Rod on for fucking Lubov, you're going to be like, damn it.
Exactly. I just turned this into a 2-run home run. Like,
he's taking you 450 dead center.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm looking at Julio Rodriguez's baseball savant right now, and I am so shocked that he started off as bad as he did.
The dude is a world-class
His
player.
Expected weighted on-base average, 329. Expected batting average, 277. Expected slug, 435. He is, I mean, he's
a machine.
There. It's all there. Like, the fact that he's not, like, the fact that he struggled as much as he did just shows me that
he is a notorious slow starter. So
he is a notorious slow starter.
And I mean, and you're saying that about a guy who has like 2 years in the league. It's like, will he figure that out? I'm going to assume yes. The guy has all the tools to do it.
Yep.
And if you add Lubov to that, the player control he has, like, the dude's already an elite center fielder. You put him in right with Julio, who's also an elite center fielder, and Luke Raley, who is much faster than he looks.
Yeah.
That outfield becomes a no-fly zone, and you have 2 insane power bats in it.
Yep.
With 2 completely insane, and you're just letting Mitch Garver DH the entire time.
Yep.
Now you have an at least average offense and the best pitching staff in baseball.
Yep. It's
That's winning more than 54% of your fucking games, dude.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, which is what they need to do. When the GM said that, I was like,
hated it so much. I was so pissed off.
We want to win 54% of our games. Fuck off. You're what's wrong with baseball. Like,
that's a loser mentality.
Exactly.
Look, I understand that will probably get you in the playoffs. It's not the mentality you want. You want someone who's like, yeah, we want to win a World Series.
You want the Phillies mentality.
The whole fucking goal.
You want the Phillies mentality that when they go to the World Series, they go out and they add pieces. They go out and add the best shortstop, one of the best shortstops in baseball, in Trey Turner.
Who's coming back soon.
At the time of that signing, I will say was the best, in my opinion, the best shortstop in baseball.
Yeah.
Like, it's that's the mentality you want. You don't want a guy that is just saying, "Oh, well, we're gonna do our best to make the playoffs." Fuck that. Losing mentality. I think it's bad for the game, and I think so many teams have adopted it in the Brewers, the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Padres, the Giants, the Diamondbacks. Actually, I'll take the Diamondbacks off that list. They actually tried to add when they
did try to add. It just didn't work out.
I'll take them off that list.
It just didn't work out.
Yeah. The Red Sox.
That sucks. But
the Rays.
The Red Sox one is actually kind of tragic. And by kind of, I mean really tragic. Because Boston is a great baseball town.
It is.
And it's just like...
I mean, look at those years in 2008, 2013, 2004. Like, they were...
Look, I may have hated hard on Chris Sale. He didn't get a standing ovation from Red Sox fans.
Really?
He didn't.
That's crazy.
The only people that, like, they gave him, like, a light clap. Yeah. The only people that were standing were the Red Sox dugout. And I was like, okay.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all. Because Reese got 3 straight standing ovations. He didn't win anything with the Phillies.
No.
They just love him. And it's
I mean,
Chris Sale won you a World Series.
Yes. The 2018 World Series was dominated by Chris Sale.
He's one of the very, very few pitchers to have recorded the first out and the last out of a World Series.
Yep.
You don't give him a standing.
And I still
for
remember
what reason?
I still remember in my head the fucking slider that he threw to Manny Machado to end the game. Oh my God, was that thing gross. He made Manny Machado look childish with that pitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before we get into the Orioles,
did
you see all of the... I know I sent you in the group chat, the cricket Twitter beef?
No, I don't understand it. I'm lost, so you're going to have to explain it to me.
It was so weird. Look, okay, I'll come out and say it. I don't watch cricket. I think it looks stupid. I think it looks stupid. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
I don't understand it either.
That they hit there, you got like a wooden plank that looks like stuff that frat guys use.
Yeah.
And you're hitting a ball that is pitched at like what, mid-80s velocity? I have no idea how cricket works. But like some British guy, lo and behold, it's the fucking British. Talking about some play this guy made. It looked like a fucking bunt that some dude dove and threw it between like whatever wooden sticks they use. I don't know how cricket works.
I don't either.
And they were like, he threw it between them, and they were like, imagine the reaction if an American did this. And I was like, third baseman, second baseman, and shortstops could make that play in
10
their
times
sleep.
Out of
10? Yeah. And he threw it low, and I was like, this guy just, like, if he's a shortstop in baseball, he fucked up a 6.43.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this wasn't impressive at all.
No. And it's like when, to put it into a different, like, it's kind of off tangent a little bit, but like it's like when Patrick Mahomes broke out in the NFL, and everyone was freaking out about his little sidestep shovel pass, and everyone's like, "Where did he learn to do this?" I'm like, he played baseball his entire life. That's a shortstop pass to second base. That's exactly what that is.
That's what it was, and I was just like, what are they frothing over here? Like, the Gunnar Henderson clip that we posted all the time before the season started. There are like 6 plays in that 45-second clip that are better than what that guy did.
Yes, easily.
And I'm just like, what are these guys saying? Like, you witnessed that exact play in a baseball game roughly 6 or 7 times.
Like,
every game. It's like, that is a regular play. What are you beefing with baseball, though? It's literally been scientifically proven that this is the hardest sport to play.
Yep. It's just, I mean, what other sport can you go 1 for 3 your entire career
and be in the Hall of Fame?
Like, you go 1 for 3 your entire career. You're a 333 batting average. That is going to put you in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
And not only are you going to be in the Hall of Fame, you're going to be talked about as one of the best hitters of all time.
Yep.
Like,
you're a first ballot Hall of Famer like that.
First ballot, no question. No question. Pete Rose is the hit king, known for has the most hits in all of baseball, has less than a 1 for 3 batting average. I mean,
Like,
in fact, I'm going to look it up. I mean, the highest career batting average of all time is
isn't it Tony Gwynn?
I thought it was Ted
Williams. Yeah, it might be Ted
almost
Williams.
Positive. I'm pretty sure it's Ted Williams.
Because it's like Tony Gwynn's hitting stats were disgusting.
No, we were both wrong. We're both idiots. Ty Cobb.
Oh, of
course
it was
we
Ty
should have
Cobb.
known that.
Yeah,
but that was in like whatever.
That was dead ball era.
Yeah. So I mean, highest batting average ever, 366. If you were to finish your career with a 333 batting average, you would finish.
Like that's got to be like top 5 batting average of all time.
No, not quite. It would be basically 30th in baseball of all time, and that includes dead ball era. That includes before when you could ask for a pitch where you wanted it. Like it was all like that includes everything like that. It's like that's how good it is, and that's why baseball is so hard. Like you go 1 for 3 on free throws in basketball, you're getting kicked off the fucking team.
Yeah,
like it's terrible. And guess what? Hit. I wouldn't say it's as it's not a free throw because it's like a free throw you're supposed to it's easy. That's like
a hit is not easy. Like
no.
Okay, we're off on a tangent, which is just the tism kicking in. But I have a friend. This friend is a smart person. They are in medical school. They're very intelligent. But they have this most deluded, fucked up argument I've ever seen. They think that this kid, he's never played baseball in his life, right? He was a soccer player like I was. And he thinks that if you gave him 10 pitches, he knew where they're going, from Jake DeGrom, he could get a hit off of DeGrom.
No.
And I was like, you could give me 100, you could give me 1,000 pitches against DeGrom, to the point where his UCL is gone. I'm not getting a hit. I might not even make contact.
No. I mean, I played college baseball. If you give me 10 pitches with Jacob DeGrom, I'm not hitting it. Like, even if he tells me I'm throwing fastball down the middle, I'm not hitting it. I played college baseball. Like, I played at very high level.
102 on the reg. And it's like, he would look me in the eyes and say, this is going to be a middle fastball for 100 straight pitches. And I'll be like, great. If I foul one off, I'm going to feel like a world champion.
Yeah. Like, if he gave me 100 pitches at 102 miles an hour, and and I knew everyone was going to be it, I might get a hit. Like, maybe.
But I'm like, maybe, dude, you've never picked up a bat in your life. What the fuck are you talking about?
And I'm saying that as a former college baseball player who also could hit any fastball ever. I was the guy in college where
you were a dead red hitter.
I was dead red every time. Like, I hit the fuck out of fastballs. Like, I told you before, I was the Serrano from Major League of college baseball. Like, I could hit the fastball like a motherfucker. Curveball, couldn't hit it. Could not even sniff a curveball. Like, it was literally like that. Like, literally, it was one time we're taking batting practice, and my coach is throwing me fastballs, and I'm feeling it. I've got it going today. It's nice and warm outside. The humidity's down, so the ball's flying. I first hit, bomb. First swing, bomb. Second swing, bomb. Third swing, bomb. Fourth swing, bomb. Fifth swing, bomb. Sixth swing, bomb. Then my coach goes, all right, time for some curveballs. Take a guess how many curveballs I hit a home run on. Yeah. Take a guess how many curveballs I hit out of the infield. Maybe one. Maybe. Like, maybe. And it wasn't like I hit it well. It's like I popped it up. Like, yeah, it was bad. I knew the curveball was coming. He told me it's curveball. And I'm fucking grounding out. I'm swinging and missing. I'm like, how am I this bad on the curveball, but I can hit a fastball 1,000 miles an hour? Like,
well, and that's the thing. Like that's the thing about that argument. I'm like, you could know where the pitch is going to be and how fast it's going to be coming. You're still not going to make contact.
No,
and
God, no.
And God forbid he starts mixing pitches. Throws you a 96 mile an hour slider. All right.
Good luck.
Good fucking luck, buddy. That's still like we've talked about fuck you fastballs all the time on this podcast.
Yeah. The biggest fuck you
pitch I've ever seen was the 96 mile an hour slider. I was like, That's
it's
a fastball
impossible.
that breaks like a motherfucker.
It's impossible to hit. Like, it is completely impossible. I will refuse to believe that anybody can hit a 96-mile-an-hour slider.
When
don't
I
think it's
saw
possible.
it, I was like, "There's no way they actually like that had to have been a two-seamer." And then I saw the way it broke, and I was like, "No, he really just threw a slider 96 miles an hour."
Yeah, it's just like you see it, and you're like, that's it. That's unhittable. There's nobody on earth who's hitting that pitch. Like,
and he threw it to a righty. I was like, okay.
If Babe Ruth saw a 96-mile-an-hour slider,
He
would
shit
have
his
quit
pants.
immediately. He would have fucking quit. He'd be like, "I'm fucking done. This shit is not. That's
That was
witchcraft."
That was one of the funniest posts I've ever seen. It was like, yeah, Babe Ruth against modern pitching. It's like,
yeah,
he didn't throw the ball. It's like, yeah, no, he threw it.
Exactly, and that's how it would be. Like I understand the argument for Babe Ruth. Like I understand the argument where you're like, oh well, he would have had the same training. He would have been used to it. Blah blah blah. I understand that argument. I do. But also, you got to take into account that means Babe Ruth would use all the training and would do all of that stuff.
And he wasn't that guy.
No, you couldn't get him to stop eating fucking hot dogs in the dugout. Like, there was
the
nothing
guy was
he did.
Smoking cigarettes in the dugout.
Yeah,
relax.
Yeah.
He's not doing the. He couldn't do that today.
No, if you did that, if someone lit up a fucking cigarette in the dugout,
there's no Jim Leland anymore. Like,
oh my god, people would lose their mind if you lit up a cigarette in the dugout. In fact, you know what? I'm calling for it. I want somebody to do it now. Like,
I think we lost that when La Russa retired.
I would fucking lose it if Aaron Judge just in the dugout just fucking lit one up.
Just pulled out a pack of Marlboro Reds and just lit one up. I'd be like, what the fuck?
You know what? If he does that, he's my new favorite Yankee. Like, of all time. Of all time. He just fucking... All right. Right after hitting the tank, too. Just right after. Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to smoke the whole thing. Just like, you know, what he could get one pull. One pull, and now
one pull.
Like, all right.
I'm like, clip of the year. He's Yankees legend. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Like,
yeah, I'm posting that in my story. I don't like the Yankees. I'm like,
I don't either.
That's iconic.
Pretty badass.
Yeah.
Like, and what would be even better is like the coach comes over, is like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Smoking a cigarette. What do you think? Like, what's it look like?"
That was just my 60th home run.
Yeah.
Relax. Like,
right after
I do think that whole Maris thing was really stupid. Having his son like fly everywhere.
Stupid.
I was like, come on,
every
dude.
time that it happens, it's so dumb. It is so dumb. What did Roger Maris Jr. do? Like,
it's like he's just there because his dad did it, and it's like
dad. Like, that makes no sense. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. It's like if let's say it's never gonna happen, but let's say somebody comes up on Nolan Ryan's strikeout record, and they for some reason bring out his grandchildren to
it's like Nolan Ryan's still alive, brother.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying in the case that he wasn't alive. Like,
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, if Paul Skeens was closing in on that, and they had his grandchild out there, I'm just like, why is he in the stands?
His grandchild didn't strike out 5,714 batters. His granddad did. Like, that's like, it would make sense if it's like, okay, Nolan Ryan's alive, and like he comes for whatever reason. I still think it's weird. I still
think it's weird. It's like, yeah, like, sure, records are meant to be broken, but also like,
which that's one of my favorite things about baseball is that there's so many records that are meant to be broken. There are so many records in baseball that are not going to be broken.
It's like the sport where like you have so many different records, but like with hockey, no one's breaking Wayne Gretzky's point record. Give up on that. No one's doing that.
But in baseball, it's like pretty much every big record is unbreakable. Like, Joe DiMaggio's hit streak, not getting broken ever. Ted Williams' on base percentage. That's the one that we were mixing up, by the way. He has the highest on base percentage of all time.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's never getting broken. Highest batting average of all time. Never getting broken. Strikeouts. Never getting broken. No hitters. Never getting broken. Wins. Never getting broken. Lowest ERA might be the closest one, and even then,
it might be.
Like,
and the only one I think that would ever have a chance on that is Jake DeGrom if he never gets hurt again.
Yeah. Well, and like,
and that's just not happening.
The lowest career ERA in history right now is currently Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, Okay, and you know what? Because we just went on like a probably 30-minute tangent, good segue for your Gunner rant, because please rip that. Please rip that, because like you texted it to me and then you tweeted it.
Yes.
So,
So to be fair, these are from I think 2 days ago, so things could have changed a little bit. But Gunnar Henderson's season needs to be put on some kind of pedestal, and we haven't been. Nobody has done it because
we're like the only podcast that I've heard that has actually given him any kind of credit.
Nobody
for what he's doing. I was on the Gunner train before the season started.
Yes,
and you eventually got on it.
Well,
because...
and not only I was on it okay, he's a great player, he's a great shortstop, which is good. He is, but to this extent is absolutely insane. Right now, he's on pace for 54 home runs. He would be the second. He'd have the second most home runs by a shortstop in a season ever in the history of game. The other person to even have a 50 home run season is A-Rod. He's done it twice. After that,
steroids.
After that, Gunnar Henderson's on pace to finish with 11.4 baseball reference WAR, which would be the second highest baseball reference WAR by a shortstop in the live ball era. The only season better was Cal Ripken Jr. in 1991, who had 11.5 wins above replacement.
He actually quizzed me on that one.
Yes. Also,
I got them both.
You did. Also, it would be the third best season by a shortstop in history, even including dead ball era. And
that was Honus Wagner
in 1908, who also had an 11.5 baseball reference WAR. He's on pace for 100. He's on pace for
an 11.5, I think you said.
No, he's on pace for an 11.4 WAR, but I think I made a mix up here. There's no way this is possible. It says he's on pace for 199 RBIs. I don't think that's even possible.
I don't think that's possible, especially since he's hitting leadoff. He's hitting leadoff most of the time. So
yes, his OPS plus is 177, which would be tied for 18th best all time by a shortstop. His O-WAR right now is on pace for 10, which would be tied for the most in baseball in the live ball era. And not only is he doing it offensively, defensively, his 2.5 defensive WAR that he's on pace for this year would be 58th all time. And last thing, his 11.4 B WAR would be the third highest by any position player ever in the wild card era, and the only player above him is Barry Bonds himself. Gunnar Henderson is currently 22 years old and doing it as a shortstop. It needs to be talked about so much more. The historic season that he's putting on.
You know what you should do?
What?
Play the fucking song.
I'm not going to. He didn't homer.
He didn't homer, yeah.
He didn't homer. I can't do it.
He was in Mounties territory, so.
He was. But still, he didn't homer, so I'm not playing the song. Doesn't get it today. So, you know what? I'm not going to do that. That's me. No, but this season that Gunnar Henderson is on needs to be talked about more.
If he does even come close to all of that, and he doesn't win MVP, you know why.
Yeah, it's because he's not on the Yankees.
Because he's currently better than both of them. He just doesn't have the same power numbers that Judge has, or he doesn't have the Soto effect.
He does have the power numbers that Judge has.
He doesn't have the same amount of homers right now.
Yeah, by 2.
That's it.
By 2.
That's it. Yeah, I know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
You're not. I'm saying also that it's absurd that this has happened.
Speaking of homer numbers, because we talked about how he's going to be this year's Kyle Tucker, because he probably will be. When Kyle Tucker's a Philly, your birthday gift is going to be a Kyle Tucker Phillies jersey.
Fuck you. Just fuck you.
Oh, one thing that should have been on news and notes. We could talk about it since it's the Orioles. Cade Povich made his debut today. Wasn't great, but Connor Norby also made his major league debut, and his first major league hit was a home run.
Yes, it was.
So good for Connor Norby.
Okay. So I said I wanted to look this up because I was curious. If he gets 11.4 wins above replacement, Gunnar Henderson, he would have be tied for the 12th best season in the history of baseball. The names on the list above him: Babe Ruth 3 times. No, 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. And he'd also be tied with Babe Ruth for 12. 4 times Babe Ruth, Carl Yastrzemski, Rogers Hornsby, Lou Gehrig, Barry Bonds twice, and Cal Ripken Jr. That's it. In the history of baseball, that would be, and that means in the live ball era, I don't like. I can look. I'm looking.
Is it what? It's got to be Carl and Babe, not Babe. Carl,
Babe.
Cal, and Barry, right?
Yeah, Barry. So, Babe, yes, it would be Babe, Carl, Rogers Hornsby, Lou Gehrig, and Bonds and Ripken. That's it. Like, this season needs to be talked about more. Like, it just does. Like, I understand.
I don't know
Bobby
how
Witt
it
Jr.
isn't.
I understand Bobby Witt Jr. is doing crazy shit. Like, I understand that. But,
well, I mean, and that's the thing.
A younger shortstop on the Orioles is putting up arguably close. It's not quite as good a defensively as Bobby Witt, but it's there. It's same tier.
It's and
then he's also putting up Aaron Judge number home run numbers and power numbers. How, like, what does he have to do to get frontline news? Like, I don't understand.
And that's the thing. It's like he should be frontline news, but he's not, because it's like you're getting Ben Verlander tweets about like, oh, if you're gonna redraft everyone, how are you not drafting Bobby Witt Jr. 101? And I'm like, because I'm taking Gunnar Henderson?
Yep.
Like,
Gunnar Henderson last year won the unanimous Rookie of the Year. This year, he's looking at if they went by wins above replacement, he wins the MVP. No question.
Yeah, he does.
The last player to win Rookie of the Year and then the next year win MVP, Cal Ripken Jr. Which all I have to say is that is like goosebumps. Like, is he becoming
because it makes perfect sense? And it's like the thing is, when you asked me that question, I was like, the only players that he would be like on track for as a shortstop, I was like, well, it has to be that old fuck from Pittsburgh. I didn't remember his name immediately because I was like, Jesus, dead ball era. Who the hell was it? And I was like, old fuck from Pittsburgh. He was on my Diamond Dynasty team. Oh, Honus Wagner.
Yep.
And then I was like, it sounds poetic, so it doesn't sound like it could possibly be true, but I'm going to guess Cal Ripken Jr. And that was correct. And I was like, sometimes I'm like that. And then, like...
Also, what's crazy is...
insane.
Gunnar Henderson's also on pace for 22 stolen bases, too. So it's like, he's doing it everywhere. Like,
he might
everywhere.
have a 50-20 season.
Yeah.
Shit, he might steal more bases than that. And it's just like...
And nobody talks about it.
Like, why does no one talk?
He's on pace for 3 less home runs than Aaron Judge. 3 less. As a shortstop.
It's like Aaron Judge is playing center field and everyone already knew he was a power hitter.
Yeah. And Aaron Judge plays good center field, but I wouldn't put him in the same tier of defensive play that Gunnar Henderson plays at shortstop. It's not even close.
Gunnar Henderson makes highlight reel plays on the defensive side of the ball all the time.
Yep.
So, give him his flowers. But yeah, so with regards to the Orioles, they split the series with the Jays. Mountcastle did what he normally does when he goes to Canada because the man hates Canada.
The guy really does hate Canada. Like,
true American patriot. Good for you. The maple syrup lovers up there. Gotta beat him down. Hey, that's why we took the Expos from him, and they're never getting them back. Cade Povich got roughed up today in his first MLB start.
Yeah, it was not great.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Gunnar
and the Orioles splitting a series with the Jays is bad. Like,
yeah, I don't love that. It was a 4-game set, right?
Yeah, it was a 4-game set.
So
splitting a 4-game set with the Jays, I hate. Like,
I know they moved Bradish back, just for like.
Well, and because of them
just
splitting
to
the
give him
series
extra
with
rest.
because of them splitting the series with the Jays, they're now 4 games back from the Yankees.
I still think they make that up, but like, I mean,
I agree, but it's like, man, it's getting tough because the Yankees are going to get better. They're getting Cole back.
Yes,
like
they are going to get better. So
Garrett Cole just bullied some minor leaguers today. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a little messed up. I'm not going to lie. I hope he bought him a nice dinner.
I hope he did. I hope he took out the other team. Was like, look, I know you guys just went through a lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At least, like, here's a nice dinner because I just bullied the fuck out of you guys.
Exactly.
I think it was 2 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts or some shit like that.
I think it was 3.1. 3.1 innings pitched.
I sent it to you.
Yeah, you said bully, and I was like, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, I said bully. It was 3 1/3 innings pitched, 2 hits given up, no runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. 45 pitches, 34 strikes.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Bullying. Like, those poor minor leaguers.
That's so messed up.
Like, they were like, oh, I've been on a 5-game hit streak. Let's see who we got to face tomorrow. Oh, no.
Garrett Cole, damn it.
My hit streak is over. Like,
yeah, I mean, and the thing is, the 2 games they won against the Blue Jays, it wasn't close. It was 7-2 and 10-1. And then they lost 3-2 and 6-5. And they got to 5 in the 9th inning today. So it wasn't really like, oh, they were down 6-3 coming into that. And then O'Hearn hit a home run with 2 outs. And it was a 2-run homer.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, that's kind of a moot point at this point because it's like, who was O'Hearn hitting for? He was pinch hitting. I don't remember who he was pinch hitting for. It's probably like Luis Arias or something, like Ramon Arias, not Luis. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't really love that. But, I mean, whatever. Now they travel to Tampa Bay for another 4-game set, and then they play the Braves and the Phillies. Jesus.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule. They got a tough schedule ahead.
Yeah, that's... Dude, and then after the Phillies, they play the Yankees again.
Well, what sucks is the Yankees have a pretty easy schedule coming in. They got the Royals. I know that. They got the Royals coming up. I'm looking it up now. Well, yeah. I'm eating my words. They're playing the Twins right now, and I believe they've won 2 games against the Twins, and Game 3 is about to start now. Which also, I'm shocked we haven't put on our hot list, and we probably should have. Marcus Stroman, dude. He's got a
Stroman's been good. I thought about it.
He's got a 2.73. I mean, he's been really good this year. Like, really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and I haven't looked into his projected numbers, but Stroman's done it for so long that I don't think it's gonna. I think it is sustainable. You know.
Yeah.
Rodon, I've said before, I don't think is sustainable. I really don't think Rodon's.
Yeah.
sustainable.
No, I don't either.
Underlying numbers, I don't see it happening. But yeah, then they got the Yankees got. Right now they're finishing up the series with the Twins, and they got the Dodgers, which is tough. And then after that, they got the Royals, and then the Red Sox, all before they go to Baltimore. So they got a tough set against the Dodgers, but then the Royals and the Red Sox, they should plow right over.
They should. I wouldn't be surprised if the Royals give them a tough series, but
Seth Lugo's pitching one of those games, which is why I dropped him, because his next two outings are the Yankees and the Dodgers. And he just had a bad start, and I'm like, that's where the
regression
numbers,
starts.
Yeah, that's where the regression's going to occur. Like, Seth Lugo had an amazing April, has been great to date, but all his outerlying numbers said, like, he should be getting hit around, and the Yankees are going to hit him around, and so are the Dodgers. Like,
and now with you saying that, he's going to throw
he's going to go 9 shut.
Yeah, he's going to go 9 shut. He's going to toss a complete game, and you're going to be like,
dropped him. I dropped him. He's going to go 9 shut with 25 Ks, and I'm going to be like, well, fucking it.
Yeah. Well, at least you haven't used 80% of your starts already in our fantasy league, so
true.
You could be that guy. Now, with that, do you want to do the drum roll so we can do the Say No to Walk segment?
I almost forgot. This is a weird one. This is
It is a very strange one. Okay, so Luis Severino. Sevy, I mean, I guess he's back?
Yeah. I mean, he's been good.
Yeah, he has been good. 8 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 earned, no walks, 4 Ks. So, like, not a ton of Ks, but 8 innings pitched.
8 innings pitched is what got me. 8 innings pitched is what got me. I mean, right now he's got a 3.25 ERA. He's got a 3.25 ERA, 72 innings pitched, 3.72 FIP, 1.1 WHIP. I mean, he's got it. He's doing well. I mean, the only number that's really weird for him is his strikeouts are low. He's at 72 innings pitched, 58 strikeouts for a 7.3 strikeouts to walk, which is strange for Sevy because he came up such a strikeout-heavy pitcher. And I guess my guess is that his stuff has kind of regressed with all his injuries, and he's had to turn into a different pitcher.
Yeah, and I mean, some guys can adapt to that, some guys can't, but I guess, he's decided he can. So, good for him.
Good for Sevy. I'll take, I would take a 3.25 ERA. I would love that. Especially a sustainable one.
Yeah. So, good for Sevy.
Sevy says no to walks.
Sevy says no to walks. With that, we can get into the hot or not list.
Thing.
Yes, I was actually going to name the first guy on your list, but because I have so many people on it, I will take him off so you can have him.
Yeah, tough shit. That's my list.
Well, that's your guy. I didn't look at your list before making mine, so
that's fine. So I'll go into that right now. Nolan Gorman. He has the third best OPS in baseball since May 1st, the best OPS in the National League since May 1st. That slash line breaks down to since May 1st, 271, 374, 628 for a 1.003 OPS. Gorm is Gorm.
Gorm is Gorming.
He's on. Finally. I was waiting all April for him to Gorm, and now he's Gorming. I love it.
It's the new popcorn, dude.
Gorm.
Yeah, so the first guy on my list actually is another version of Big Dick Nick Castellanos, who's been on a tear recently.
Oh, I'm doing it again.
He's doing it again.
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game.
It's always so good.
I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this
It's always so good.
I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset ever again.
Casty's been striking out a lot less.
If we ever get a job in baseball, we need to get that exact quote for our last episode. If we have to quit this and have an actual job in baseball, we're doing that exact word for word. And I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset ever again.
Yeah. Hangs up the headset ceremoniously.
We have to do it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Casty's been heating up, striking out a lot less, laying off the low and away slider. He walked twice in one game because they were trying to get him to bite because, historically, he's just bit at that low and away slider. And
that's his issue.
Yeah, but now he seems to be laying off it a lot more. And, the thing is...
When do you want a date range for Casty?
I want to say it's the last week and a half.
Okay, so I'll go May 22nd.
Yeah. Because he's been a lot better recently, so that's why I put him on the hot list, because it's has he been driving the ball out of the park as much as I would love? Sure, maybe not. But I think he has 9 home runs now, so... I'm going to take the lower batting average for the power number right now.
Fangraphs, work with me. No, we're not going to work with me. All right.
Of course not. Why would they work with you?
No. I'm
just going to tell you I hate you. Oh, he has 8 homers now, so good for him.
No. God damn it. Get into a fight with it. Okay.
Getting into a fight with Fangraphs right now. That's great.
Yeah, Castellanos, since May 28th, he's got a 1. OPS, 323 batting average, 645 slug. Literally, he's been the best hitter on your team in the last week and a half. So,
see?
Yep, he's hot.
He's hot.
My next guy on the hot list, I'll pronounce it the way my dad pronounced it, because for some reason, to this day, he can't pronounce his name right, even though I correct him every time. Rafael Devers is how my dad pronounces it. Yeah, I'm
you didn't say Vincenzo Herman.
Oh, Oh, Vincenzo, I'm sorry. But anyways, Rafael Devers, since May 1st, 292, 363, 642 for a 1.005 OPS. That's the Devers that they need. It's not going to do anything because the Red Sox aren't going to do anything this year anyways. But trade bait? I don't know.
Trade
They're
bait?
not trading him. I don't think they're trading
They
him.
just paid him. They can't trade him.
Yeah, they can't trade. I mean, it would be a Red Sox move. I mean, they did do it with Mookie Betts. Well, they didn't pay him, but still. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they wheeled into TV and said, these are all the reasons you're worse than Chris Bryant.
LOL. Those panned out.
Yeah, that really panned out.
That really, yeah. He's so, Mookie Betts is definitely worse than Chris Bryant.
100%, yeah. And I would totally agree with that statement.
Yeah. And it's funny because the year after that happened, he won the fucking MVP.
Look, man. Clearly we don't know more.
Yeah. All right, go ahead to your next one.
I got Orion Kerkering. Phillies reliever. He's one of the many Phillies relievers that could probably be talked about at this point. I mean,
I'm getting into one later.
I want you to pull up his Savant page. I want you to pull up Orion Kerkering's Savant page.
I did this before. I did this last episode. No.
It's a very unique name, so.
I know, and for some reason it's not coming up. Wait. Is it spelled differently?
Orion like Orion's belt. Kerkering, Kerkering.
Oh, there we go. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that Savant page is ridiculous.
Ridiculous Savant page right now.
1.27 ERA over 21 and a third innings pitched with 21 strikeouts and .89 WHIP. Yikes.
The dude is on it, and so he had
his sweeper is fucking disgusting.
It moves like a motherfucker, and he's also using his fastball more.
86 miles an hour too.
Yeah, he makes
average fastball is 98.
Yeah, he makes everyone look stupid on that sweeper. And especially since he's throwing his fastball more, he's getting more swings and misses on his fastball because he's throwing it more.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, your fastball sits 98. Even your two-seamer sits 98.
And I'm looking at the way that he plays it off each other. The sweeper he throws basically low and away almost exclusively, and the fastball up. So it looks like he starts it. It looks like he tunnels the fastball and the sweeper extremely well. To the point where it looks like the same exact pitch coming out of the hand, and then it just one moves like a motherfucker, and the other one's 98 miles an hour. So,
yeah. And the thing is, he had a conversation with our pitching coach, who I love, and I hope we pay an exorbitant amount of money to keep him around, because all of our pitchers have gotten better with him. And he had a conversation with JT and Caleb Cotham, and he was like, I know that Major League pitching is essentially, how can I fuck with this hitter's head?
Yeah.
And he was like, and Cotham was like, dude, your fastball is ridiculous. Throw it up in the zone and watch people look like idiots swinging at it.
Keep talking. I'm gonna go let my dog in real quick because he's been outside for a while and it's hot as hell out.
Yeah, and I mean, Orion's done it, and he's been absolutely cracked since going into that, and I'm loving it because he's become another part of a bullpen that has been so lights out. And I mean, Tyler's going to get into another one of my pitchers later in his hot list. Our bullpen has been wicked. Like, Hoffman comes in, you're probably not scoring a run. The dude has a sub-1 ERA. Jose, our closer, has the highest ERA because of his first appearance against the Braves. It's like, if you delete, so Major League Baseball has essentially revised the history of some baseball by eliminating certain people's starts, and I'm just like, oh, we can do that? Can we just take away our record against the Braves right now? No. But, everyone has just been on an absolutely generational tear since then. And they've been on so much fire that it almost makes no sense. to not include several Phillies relievers because they've just been so nuts over the past.
And what's crazy about it is that it's like the Phillies. What the story was behind the 2021 Phillies was their bullpen sucks. I'm sorry, 2022 Phillies. Sorry, when they went to the World Series, the story was their bullpen sucks, and they did. To be fair, they did suck, and now they don't. So, and now you're getting the results of what the Phillies looked like with a good bullpen in 2022.
Yep. So, good luck once our starter goes 7 against you, and we can pull one of 4 names out of the hat and be like, good luck hitting them too. Like, have fun.
Yep.
Especially when it goes from like Nola to Kerkering, and it's like, okay, so you've seen like 95 max out of Nola.
Yeah. And now you're seeing
now you're going to face 98
with a ridiculous sweeper. And like to go back a little bit to when I was saying the overuse of the Cardinals bullpen, the Phillies aren't going to see that because A, they have starters that will go deep into games. And then not only that, but they have multiple guys that they can say, hey, all right, Wheeler went 8 today. Let's go Kerkering in the 9th today. Let's go Matt Strom. Let's go Alvarado. Like, you have so many names that you can pull. Yeah. Gregory Soto. Like, there's so many names that they can pull out of that hat and say, go 1 inning. And that
go
means they
out
got
there
an off
and
day
let
for the
it
other 2.
Fucking rip.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's going to be days where they only go 6 and you got to use all 3. But those days are so much more limited.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the bullpen is not going to be shot by the end of the season when the Cardinals bullpen is going to be shot by the end of the season.
Yeah. And with that, do you want to get into the next guy on your hot list?
Yeah. The next guy on my hot list deserves to be on the Sun. Like, it's not even like his month of May. I didn't look into it, but it might be one of the best months ever in the history of baseball. Aaron Judge. Since
Arson
May 1st,
Judge.
Yes. He is arson right now. He is definitely committing arson. Since May 1st, 385 batting average, 507 on base percentage, 936 slug. He's slugging 936. If that was his OPS, he's on the hot list. No, he's slugging 936 for a 1.443 OPS. He has a weighted runs created plus. Without looking, do you know what it was? For the month since May 1st.
Since May 1st?
Actually, no. Yeah, that is since May 1st.
Like 390 or something?
Not quite. 288. See, this is what I'm talking about. Either you're spot on or you miss horribly. One of the two, always. 3.6 F4.
Splitter in the dirt right there.
Yeah. Yep. The other one was the first. So that was the Paul Skeens blow 3 fastballs by Shohei Ohtani, and
the next one was
the tank. Like, right afterwards. Basically in the month of May and 8 days or whatever. What are we on? The 6 days. 3.6 F4 in just over a month. Like, what?
That's absurd.
It's stupid. Like I said, there is not a hot list for him. There is. We put other people in the Sun. This is more than the Sun. Like, this is I don't know what the hottest thing the hottest thing possible is, if that's what Aaron Judge is.
I mean, it might be just hell itself.
Yeah. Like, he is the devil to pitchers right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And we always said before, what would it look like if Judge ever had good protection in the lineup? We're getting a look at it. It's pretty scary. It's pretty fucking scary.
Horrifying.
That Judge now has protection with Juan Soto, which is why whatever dollar amount Juan Soto wants, give him that dollar amount.
Yeah.
They need to, whatever he wants, give it to him. He fits perfectly.
Steinbrenner's already talked about reducing payroll, so.
I know, that is a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Increase your payroll. I don't care what you have to do, sign Juan Soto, because clearly it makes Aaron Judge the best hitter on the planet when he was already possibly the best hitter on the planet.
Yes. All right, so the next guy on my hot list is actually a Philly starter, and that's Nola. Aaron Nola.
Good one.
So Nola has traditionally gotten better as it gets hotter, which is the case for most pitchers.
I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Well, I mean, trend-wise, Nola gets better when it gets hotter.
Yes,
sometimes.
I'm not disagreeing with on Nola. I'm saying in general pitchers.
A lot of... All right, I'm speaking from a Phillies perspective. Wheeler's fastball takes up to 99 when it gets hot outside.
They start... I see what you're saying. It gets hot outside is what I see what you're saying. I thought you meant as the season progresses, pitchers progressively get better. I was like, nah, I don't agree with that.
No, I was saying temperature-wise.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Yes, I agree with that.
And Nola's having like his best start since 2018 right now. And he normally doesn't start like that.
Well, and he hasn't had that in a while.
Yeah. I mean,
he's been 2018.
Because 2018 was his
that was
almost
his
Cy Young year.
Yeah. And
the dude, because he has a lower than average fastball speed, he's the 13th percentile for his fastball. But yesterday he was hitting 95 with almost regularity, which is not Nola.
No.
But I mean, if you look at his Savant page, the placement on his pitches is, they're all beautiful.
Yep.
And
that two-seamer is disgusting.
Dude, he threw one of the nastiest ones I've ever seen yesterday.
I think it was to Gorm he threw one that, it looked like it was going to hit him, and it just came back and it just clipped the zone. I'm like, that's not fair at all.
It's not. And I'm just like, yeah, all right, I'll take this, Nola. 2.77 ERA, and he's having
also he leads the MLB in innings pitched right now.
Yep, that's Nola.
And games started.
That's Nola.
He's the definition of a horse right now.
Oh yeah. And I mean, his walk percentage is 6.7. His K percentage is 23.1. And the dude's been remarkably consistent. Over his years, all the numbers are pretty much similar. Last year was he was bad last year.
Yeah, last year had a 4.46, which it looked like. I mean, and it was trending down. Throughout his career, he was trending down. The year before that, he did have a 3.25. Year before that, 4.63. And then that's where the trend kind of begins. That 4.63 is where it kind of starts trending down a little bit. And the crazy thing is when I say the 3.25 year was a trend down, he was fourth in Cy Young that year.
Yeah.
With the best walk percentage in baseball.
Consistent. He's been consistent. That's who he is. I mean, he's never
a model of consistency.
Yeah, he's never going to blow you away with a fastball, but because of all his other pitches, that high fastball looks really entertaining every time he throws it.
Yep.
And, I mean, because he'll set it up with a knuckle curve that makes you look like an idiot, and then he'll throw a high fastball, and you're just like, shit, I gotta swing at that.
Yep.
And he's deserved it. His month of May has been very good so far. I'm going to knock on wood because I'm very superstitious, especially about Nola. That guy can be a schizophrenic pitcher.
It's weird. He'll have 10 outings where he's unhittable, and then he'll give up 7, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
And that's why me and my friend call him Schizo, because it's what are you gonna get? But most of the time he is very consistent. So
most of the time, yes, and then it's just blow up start. Most of his the reason his ERA jumps is blow up starts.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like he ever has a stretch where he's giving up 3 earned runs back to back to back games. It's no, either 0 or 17. No in between.
And you're just like, damn.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
more reliably good, but what that one start happens, you're like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah. So, with that, I'll go into my next one. Garrett Crochet, another pitcher.
Nasty.
Over his last 35 innings pitched, a 1.03 ERA, 1.5 FWAR, 46 Ks in those 35 innings pitched, which is the 5th best K per night in all of baseball in that time. He's been nasty. There's not a lot to talk about with the White Sox being good, other than Lou Bob and Garrett Crochet. That's it. That's the only good things that you can talk about.
Those are the only two good things.
And Tommy Pham trying to fight people. That's always fun.
Yeah, that is always fun. He could definitely fight.
Yeah, dude can scrap.
He definitely
can fight. People that are saying he can't scrap, no. That guy can scrap. I promise you he can scrap. I said it on this podcast, I think last episode or the episode before. Them Vegas boys like to fight.
Yeah.
We had 1 week in our school where it was notorious in I shouldn't say my school, all of Las Vegas. It was literally known as Fight Week, where in high schools, fights would just break. Everybody who had beef, it was today's the day. We're all fighting today. So it was teacher's hell is what it was, because it was just 17-year-old kids beating the shit out of each other because one of them looked at their girlfriend wrong. Like, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So the next guy on my hot list is actually Tatis. Fernando Tatis Jr. His Savant page is a little weird. He is actually in the red in a lot of things, but he's also in the blue in like chase, whiff, K percentage, all that stuff.
Shock me.
No, it doesn't shock me, but the dude is on a tear so far at like end of May and everything. I was just like, you know what? You haven't been here. Good for you, Fernando.
And it's good to see, because like there's been some skeptics on like, what is Fernando Tatis? Is he an MVP caliber player? Is he not? Because you look at his 2021 season, MVP caliber player. 2023, good player, not MVP level.
Yeah.
This year, it's been a little bit of both. It was first month, good player, not MVP. This month, or May, MVP level. So it's like, all right.
Yeah.
So it is good to see.
I was looking at his, I think last 7. The dude has a 1.327 OPS, which is only behind Juan Soto.
That's insane.
His average is 542. His OBP is 577, and his slugging is 750 over those last 7 days.
Christ.
And he only hit 1 home run. That means the dude's getting a lot of extra base hits with
a lot of doubles, a lot of triples.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay. I mean, it's fun. Good for you, Fernando. Especially since he's a very exciting player. He's almost he's like...
Well, and it was, I mean, before Shohei Ohtani became Shohei Ohtani, it was like, is Fernando Tatis the face of baseball? And he had a valid argument for it.
Yeah,
very much had a valid argument.
And he's still electrifying. It's like he's Ellie with more consistency.
It's good. It's good to have Fernando Tatis be good, because it's good for the game.
Yes.
He brings eyes to the game. A lot of people hate him. A lot of people love him. And that's good for baseball too. Like, having people love and hate you, great. I honestly think him leaning into the steroid allegation,
and the villain arc that he kind of developed.
I agree. I like him leaning into that. I do. And the steroid allegation thing still pisses me off to this day. Because the steroid that he tested positive for was not, it's very minimal for muscle growth. Very, very minimal. It's very much seems like,
I think he said it was like a pain med almost.
No, it was for, the hell did he get?
Ringworm?
Oh my god.
Yes, it was ringworm, right?
Ringworm. Yes, he got ringworm. And that steroid is used to treat ringworm. And in other countries, not so much in America, but in other countries, they use it to treat ringworm. And that's where he got it prescribed, was another country. Like, come on, guys. You really think Fernando Tatis Jr. is using steroids? He's a big guy. He ain't that big. If it came out, he popped
217. Like,
yeah, that's a skinny guy. Like, he's an inch taller than me and about 10 pounds to 15 pounds heavier than me. And I've gotten accused of steroids before, which is fun. But I promise you, I would tell you guys, trust me, I would tell everybody on the earth if I was on steroids. And I'll tell you now, when I'm 45 and that testosterone level gets low, I'm going to be TRT Tyler. That's for sure. It will be TRT Tyler. I will be fucking Joe Rogan at 57, just fucking juice to the gills. Like, I'm not going to be like...
We got Trent Tyler.
Yeah, you will get Trent Tyler. Once that testosterone level gets low, I will be TRT Tyler. I'm going to be jacked at 60 years old. Because, why? Because I fucking can be. Like...
No one's tested me for steroids.
No one cares. I'm a fucking podcaster and a lawyer. Cool. Like... No one gives a fuck if I'm...
bursting out of your fucking suits.
That would be the dream. If I could just, like, boom, flex and fucking rip a suit, I win that case. Like...
Yeah, until you rip your pants.
I'm just gonna be... I might lose a case, and I'd be like, I'm gonna tell the opposing counsel, it's gonna be the Max Holloway point in the center of the courtroom. Right here.
You and me, right now.
They're like, he's like, I'm 300 pounds. I'm like, doesn't matter. I'm 300 pounds of solid muscle, boy. I'm beat the brakes off you for this case.
gonna be fighting Bartolo Colon in the middle of the courtroom.
Just right here. Yeah. They're like, you still lost the case. I'm like, but I won the fight. It's all that matters.
That was the. I had to save face somehow.
I'm bringing back court cases like Roman Empire times. Like, it's gonna be. That's how we decide shit now. I fight you in the center of the court.
You're gonna request trial by combat.
Yes. I'll be the first person since the Roman Empire to request trial by combat, please.
It's like, what do you mean by that? It's like exactly what it says. It's still in the law.
It's a trial by combat. I requested. The judge is like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to see
this is a fucking parking ticket. What are we talking about?
Trial by combat. It's $13 to pay it up. Trial by combat right now.
Like, is he insane? Is this Roy Rage?
Yes,
Bailiff?
It is. Bailiff's like, I'm gonna have to get the gun on this one.
So
right.
Who's the next guy on your hot list, or is it just me? I have 2 left.
I got 2 left also.
Okay. I got a surprise name. Heliot Ramos. No idea who the fuck he is, but the guy has.
He plays for the Giants, I guess. I looked
he
it
does
up.
play for the Giants. I mean, you can't argue with results. He's got 3 home runs, 350 average, 519 OBP, 800 slug, and a 1.319 OPS.
Well,
over his last 7 days, it's like, that's hot. I have no idea who the hell you are, but that's hot.
What was his name again?
Heliot Ramos.
Heliot.
Yes, not Elliot, but Satan's Elliot.
So I looked up his numbers too because I was curious, like if this was just like a random
freak week, freak week. Yeah.
No, you look at his minor league numbers in AAA this year: 953 OPS. Last year, he had a stretch where he had a 1.304 OPS. In AAA, he had a 928 OPS last year. Throughout all of 2020, for 2 different leagues, he had a 954 OPS. 21. Let's see. But then last year, he's got some weird like.
Yeah, I'm looking at his Savant page right now. He's not qualified for anything.
Yeah,
but all of his home runs have been to center field in Oracle Park.
I love that. Absolutely love that. That's
crazy.
That's a tank.
I mean, he's 5'11", 188. So he's an inch taller than me, like 20, 30...
58 pounds heavier than you?
Yeah, close enough. I mean, it's like 30-something. But, I mean, the dude is... That's impressive.
That is. It's very impressive.
Well, okay, he does have 1-2, like, way... Like, it's not his deepest home run, but it's back there in left. But everything else, it's like, damn, center field at Oracle?
Which, if you're taking him deep center field at Oracle, that's a tank. That is a bomb.
Like, I don't know which one is his furthest, because I'm looking at his hit spray chart, and, like, the one to deep left, that's way back. But then he has one to 415 to, like, right center, and that might be the furthest one, and I'm like, that is a deep part of that ballpark. That's like Triple's alley.
Yeah, and he said, fuck the triple, I want the tank.
Good for him.
Yeah. All right.
Good for you, Heliot. Whoever the hell you are.
After that, I'm going with a name that started off, I believe, on the cold list. I'm pretty sure we had him on the cold list earlier this year. Maybe not, but I thought so. Mitch Keller. In his last 33 and a 2/3 innings pitched, 1.34 ERA. His last 5 starts are all quality starts, and he has a complete game in that time.
Good for him.
Throughout that entire 33 and 2/3 innings pitched, he's walked 5.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that is. He says no to walks for sure.
He does.
I mean, 5 walks in that time frame is pretty insane.
That's nuts. Yeah.
That's kudos to him. I mean, shit. Now, if you look at that, I mean, the Pirates might make a sneaky push. Like
they might. I mean, they're only 29 and 32. Like they're not far back. I mean, they're 6.5 back, but like they could sneak in.
Because I mean, that pitching staff is ridiculous. I mean, Jared Jones, Livy Dunn, and Mitch Keller.
Mitch Keller.
That's a nasty 1-2-3. I understand their bullpen is absolute dog water, and for some reason O'Neal Cruz just can't figure it the fuck out. Like The dude,
it's probably the multiple people he killed.
He needs to
doing that.
He needs to like I don't know, like his statistics need to be studied because you look at his expected weighted on base average right in the middle, expected batting average right in the middle, average exit velocity 95.5, bat speed in the 100th percentile, barrel rate the 98th percentile, hard hit percentage 95th percentile, which should tell you
he's a better hitter than most people.
Yeah, he should be one dotting it, and right now he's got a 708 OPS, and I'm like,
that's not great.
I don't know, like I don't know why. Like all his outer line statistics say this guy should be one of the best hitters in baseball, and he has never done that. I just can't figure. I can't fathom why.
I don't know either.
I can't figure it out.
But yeah, I mean, like,
but if he ever does figure it out, like we're looking at, okay, now they got O'Neal Cruz, got it, who's going to be is one of the best players or best hitters in baseball. Okay, like that's nice. They got Brian Reynolds. They got Brian Reynolds locked up, and he's a good guy.
Jack Sawinski's a piece.
Yeah. So
he's a piece.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
I don't either.
It's so weird because the Pirates this year, I was kind of high on them.
No, I was high on them too. I mean, I was actually higher on the Reds because I thought the Reds were actually going to be a thing.
They've been dog water.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They're 7 games back.
Okay,
but it's like,
I got a weird thing right here.
Yeah,
in the NL Central, there's 2 teams with a positive run differential. Who do you think it is?
It's the Reds and the Brewers. It has to be the Reds and the Brewers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Reds and the Brewers.
It makes no sense.
No sense whatsoever. I mean, the Reds are 7-3 in their last 10, which wow. I just don't.
Dude, I don't know how to explain it. It's a weird division.
I can't figure that division out at all.
I think they have the. Well, they're closing in on having. Closing in is a nice way of framing the fact that they almost have the exact same layout of the AL Central, where they realistically could have 4 teams above 500.
Yeah.
And that makes no sense.
No sense whatsoever. Especially because last year the AL Central was a laughingstock of baseball, and the NL Central, in my opinion, was an even worse laughingstock of baseball.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Okay. The last guy on my hot list is Ryan Mountcastle because he hates Canada.
True.
And that's actually the only reason I have for it. I didn't look up his statistics. I just knew he went to Canada, homered twice in one game, and I was like, yeah, he's going on the hot list because he hates Canada. Screw it. Like,
so for
Mounty's a true patriot.
True. My last one on the hot list is, as another Philly in that bullpen, the pastrami himself, Matt Strahm. In his last 14 innings pitched, he has no earned runs given up.
He's actually on a streak of 25 and 2/3. Well, no, 24 and 2/3. He hasn't given up an earned run since, I think, April.
Yeah, which is insane. Throughout that last 14 innings pitched, he's only given up 7 hits and 2 walks and has 19 strikeouts.
I love pastrami.
Yeah, he is a full pastrami sandwich right now. That's for sure.
Oh, he is.
All right.
Love you, Matt Strahm.
Want to run through our knots?
Yeah, I'm not going to delve into stats. I'm just going to list my guys right now.
Got it.
And first one, Ellie. This was predestined. Yes.
Finally, hang on. I feel like there's got to be a button I can press.
It's like
finally. Yes, there's got to be something. I don't want to say cheering because that's not right. I don't want to cheer for Ellie's downfall.
But like, we also knew this was coming, so it's kind of like.
There we go.
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
Yes. We knew this was coming. Just all the underlines. It was
we have to look up the stats for that one.
Well, he also has the hardest thrown E6 of all time. So.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone flaunted that. I was like, okay, E6.
Hardest thrown E6 ever.
They're like, Ellie threw this ball 106 miles an hour, and it was an E6. It went into the dugout. I was like,
So, Ellie De La Cruz since May 1st. 210 batting average, 290 on-base percentage, 300 slug for a 596 OPS. Strikeout rate has gone up to 34%, basically.
Dude.
Walk rate is almost 8%.
And for a guy that steals a lot of bags, it's like, oh, cool. You're never on base.
Yeah.
Also, I'm on his Savant page right now. His expecting batting average right now, I mean, he's hitting 241. His expected batting average is 230. His
Yikes.
whiff percentage is in the 7th percentile. And his K percentage is in the 6th. His chase rate is in the 61st.
I mean, he started off April basically one dotting it, and now he's all the way down to 764. So
yeah,
it's not great for Ellie.
No,
and
we
warned about it, and you had to make a public apology.
I did.
To Ellie De La Cruz,
and I knew it was going to come full circle at some point.
I knew
but
it
I was
too.
like,
I knew.
But I was like, but I can't ignore the statistics right now.
But also, what it was like when it came full circle, was it? He's still putting an 800 OPS up? Because if it's that, cool. Fuck yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's
especially
great
out
for
of
the
a
game.
Shortstop.
Yeah, I'll take that any day of the week. But then if it's like, no, it's actually like a 500 OPS. It's like, ugh, that ain't great.
No,
that's not good.
Not at all.
So public apology retracted.
Public apologies retracted. Ellie, you're on the cold list. My next two guys, two Phillies, who have struggled over the past week now.
Hot dog vendor and Bobby Witt Jr. Not Bobby Witt Jr. Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. is not even on the fucking Phillies.
Yeah, Schwarber and Bohm, both have struggled recently. I don't expect. Yeah, I was picking my team like that. I didn't expect you to have all of them, but like both of them have struggled recently. Schwarber's still walking a ton, but like it's June now. Kyle, Schwarberfest is about to kick off. Start hitting home runs, Jesus. Schwarzempic. Get rid of that.
Like, yeah, no Schwarzempic. We want Fat Schwarber back.
We want Fat Schwarber back, and we want Bohm to do what he was doing the last 2 months of the season.
Yep.
But like I expect Alec to turn around. I do expect Schwarber to actually start tearing the cover off the baseball soon. But like Jesus, please start hitting home runs, Kyle.
So Alec Bohm since May 1st, 224, 256, 360 for a 616 OPS, and that's a 72 weighted runs created plus. So for as hot as he was in April, his May cooled off big time.
Big time, yeah. And I mean, I do expect him to be fine, but it's like it was a bad.
Honestly, my reason for putting him on that list was like I kind of want him to turn it around.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. That's also why I put those two on my cold list. I was like, they're not hot right now. It's not been fun to watch, but like he did hit a home run 2 days ago, and it's like okay, and he hit it to the deepest part of the field that wasn't like straight center, but he hit it to the angled wall, which was cool. And then we ended up walking off the game. So very nice. After that, I have Jazz Chisholm, just bad, just overall bad. For the last 7 days, he's second to last in qualified hitters, only to another guy on my cold list, Abraham Toro, who really shouldn't even have to be mentioned because it's like, why would
no. Yeah,
he's just bad.
Jazz Chisholm and Abraham Toro should not be in the same sentence, ever.
No, they shouldn't be, especially because, well, okay, so yes, was Jazz the worst MLB The Show cover athlete in history? Yes.
Easily.
Yes, he was.
Easily.
Did he get that because he's from the Bahamas? Probably. Yeah. But I was just like, there were like 7 players from the Bahamas, and I was just like, I have no idea who the other 6 are.
That's not true. There's 2.
Well, that makes more sense. It's probably like 7 in Major League history.
Yeah, maybe in Major League. It's 2 currently from the Bahamas.
Well, that makes sense.
And the other one is not like relevant.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, Jazz, bad. Toro, the fact that those two are comparable for the last 7 days is ridiculous. After that, I have Mookie.
You just hit with the Trump fucking...
No.
It's bad. Bad at baseball.
Bad at baseball. Well, I lost Tyler. His internet probably shit the bed. After that, I actually have Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts has been hysterically cold recently. And as I say that, he's probably heating up, like, I don't know how, but, like, he's doing his thing. And then Patrick Corbin. I have no idea why he still gets starts in the major leagues. He's Is he worse than Taijuan Walker? Probably, but I think his ERA is slightly lower, which is kind of hilarious. Let me look that up real quick. Patrick Corbin.
I'm back.
Yeah, I think
sorry.
your internet
I'm
took
glad
a shit.
this is still recording because well, it wasn't my internet. Fucking Chrome just took a shit for another time.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's done it to me like 4 times today.
I'm actually talking about Patrick Corbin right now. Oh, his ERA is worse than Taijuan Walker. Well, that's surprising. He has like the most horrifying baseball savant page I've ever seen. Actually,
Who?
Patrick Corbin.
Oh yeah, that's not shocking. It didn't stop? Like your recording didn't stop
it kept
all, right?
going.
Okay,
No,
cool.
I listed that Mookie was cold right now, but he's probably gonna figure something out and hit like 4 leadoff bombs now. And then after that, I have also Logan Webb, and Logan Webb's actually been bad his last 2 starts. That's my cold list. And
basically, your cold list is my team on fantasy. Like,
yes, it is. But again, at least you haven't used 80% of your starts. So
true. And also, when Mookie Betts is cold, I'm really concerned. Or Logan Webb is cold, I'm very concerned about Logan Webb.
Well,
who's been one of the best pitchers in baseball.
At least you don't have Patrick Corbin. That's an RJS move.
True.
RJS would pick up Patrick Corbin for a start.
All right. So my cold list, I got a blast from the past. Adam Ottavino. For this season, he has a 5.96 ERA over his last 12 innings pitched. He's got a 7.9 or a 9.75 ERA. That's a blast from the past. I was shocked. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm shocked that he's still pitching because I'm not. But he used to be one of the best closers in all of baseball,
and now he's just not. Holy shit! Okay, so the Dodgers were up 4-0, and now it's 4-4.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Nick Gonzalez hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the third.
He's on my fantasy team. Let's go. He was my
picks up Nick Gonzalez.
Me, because
You're insane.
I saw his statistics and I was like, you know what, this guy can do it, and he has been.
Maybe he should have been on your hot list.
He's hitting 310 right now.
Okay. Yeah. Right, keep going through the colds.
All right, sorry. After that, I got Ryan Nelson.
Ryan, yeah. I don't know. It's spelled RNYE, so I assume it's Ryan, like the River Rhine.
Yeah, that's what I assume. Okay, over his last 32 and a third innings pitched, 5.85 ERA, and only 19 strikeouts in those 32 innings pitched. Not striking guys out whatsoever. After that, Graham Ashcraft, which is probably why the Reds suck. Over his last 33 and 2/3 innings pitched, 5.61 ERA, only 23 strikeouts in 33 and 2/3 innings pitched.
Especially for a guy with a 99-mile-an-hour cutter and a 98-mile-an-hour sinker.
He's got 14 strikeouts. 14 walks in that time period.
He could never really paint, so...
and out of his last 7 starts, he's had 1 quality start.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's really ugly.
Then I got another pitcher, Justin Steele.
Shit.
I kind of put him on that list because I want him to turn it around, but also it doesn't look good. His outlying numbers don't look good either, so it's kind of weird.
He's on my fantasy team, so I don't want to drop him because I know he's good, but I'm also like, oh.
But it's kind of weird with Justin Steele because we know far too much about Justin Steele, and me specifically.
We do.
Were you team side or player side?
I was player side.
I was team side. So I was able to delve into some very in-depth things. Like, did you know the 2 years prior to him being his 2 years in the MLB prior to actually him being good, he had like a 10 walk percentage or something like that.
It wasn't good, but like when he figured it out, he was like essentially an elite pitcher.
He did,
and
he literally cut his walk rate in half, which is why I'm concerned with this season, because right now his K rate is down that it's ever been, his home run rate is up, and his walk rate is way up.
And that was the reason people were concerned about Imanaga, was because his fly ball rate in Japan was so high.
Insane.
And if Steele's is up, that leads you to think, I don't love this. I don't love this 1-2 punch. And the Cubs are 31-31, so
his ERA right now is a 4.10. Expected ERA is a 3.47, but his FIP is a 4.42.
And that's a really good defense behind him, too.
Yeah, that's a very good defense behind him. So it's concerning. His walk rate. So last year his walk rate was 187. He's up to 26 or 187 per 9, obviously.
Ooh.
And now he's up to 265 per 9. His home run percentage last year was 0.73 per 9, and now he's at 1.445 per 9.
Yeah,
his strikeout rate is lower than it's ever been.
Yeah, I'm looking at a Savant page right now. It's not great.
Yeah.
Like his ground ball percentage is down too.
Yeah, which is concerning. Very concerning for me.
His whiff rate's also down. I mean, his velo was never great.
No.
But his ground ball rate and hard hit percentage being as low as they are is concerning. Oh my God. Wait, are you on his Savant right now?
No, I'm not, but I'm pulling it up right now.
Please look at the locations of his slider and four-seamer.
Yeah, this all just looks bad.
That's really... Dude, his four-seamer is middle to everyone?
And then his slider is also middle.
It's like, yeah,
and
okay, you're trying to tunnel that off. When the velocity isn't there, that's not a great pitch, dude.
I mean, in general, middle is not a good pitch.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. Since you were a dead red hitter, you might be able to take Justin Steele deep.
I might. And also, he's a lefty, and I love hitting lefties.
Yeah, you might be able to take Steele deep. Also, really concerning for me, look at the pitch usage. He's throwing the four-seamer almost 60% of the time.
Yep.
And
he's going fastball down the middle 60% of the time.
That's not a recipe for success.
Not good at all.
He's not mixing his pitches. He's not mixing pitches at all. It's four-seamer 60%, slider 30%, sinker 6%. Especially if you're a ground ball pitcher, sinker 6 is insane.
Yeah.
And then curveball and changeup he barely throws. Like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, do I like the fact that he now has a curveball? Yes, because he didn't have one last year.
Yeah.
Changeup? I know he rarely threw it, but how about you up the usage, brother? Like,
especially the
we
righties.
Already delved into this with Kirby.
Yep.
I don't want to delve into Steele again. We've already done that for the arbitration comp. Like, let's not do that again. But oh my God, that is horrifying. He's thrown all of his. I mean, breaking pitches. I mean, a sinker isn't a breaking. Well, technically, it's a breaking pitch, but not really.
It's
still a fastball.
Yeah.
And he's thrown the sinker 37 times, the curveball 16, and the changeup 13. Everything else, four-seamer, almost 400. It gets 344. Slider, 171. Holy that is a crazy.
Which, don't get me wrong, he's mostly a two-pitch pitcher with four-seam slider. Yes, I get that.
But the location is awful.
Location down the dick fastball at his average fastball being
92.1.
92, and then slider at 83. That's a recipe for disaster. Absolute disaster. Like, especially slider down the dick to mostly righties you're facing. That is no. You need to be dotting that on the inside corner, like back footing.
You're not missing bats with that, dude.
The first outing that he had, the opening day start, that's what he was doing. He was dotting fastball in, slider at back foot to every righty he faced, and nobody could hit him. And then he gets hurt, and it's like, damn. This is what he's coming back as. I'm concerned about him very much.
No, I'm concerned as well.
Someone that was on my hot list, I think, a couple weeks ago. Joe Adell.
Yeah.
Since May 1st. 133, 200, 352, 552 OPS. Yikes.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah. He's the stereotypical 4A guy. It looked like he finally figured it out. It did. It looked like we're getting the Joe Adell that was promised. And now there's literally no reason to tune in to watch the Angels. Like, there's not a single
Tyler
reason. Anderson, maybe. Like, that's it.
Logan O'Hoppe?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much to watch there.
Shout out O'Hoppe, you got us Marsh. So
my last one, I desperately need to turn it around. I desperately need him to turn it around because I'm thinking bad things might happen if he does not. Adolis Garcia, which is another big player that we know literally way too much about.
Yes.
We know way too much
about painful amount of stuff.
I know a painful amount about Adolis Garcia. I probably know what his great-grandkids are going to be named, honestly. It's pretty sad.
At this point, yeah.
El Bombi is not El Bombi right now. He's since May 1st, 161, 215, 314 slug, 529 OPS. His strikeout rate is 30% since May 1st.
Well, that's always been a problem for him,
He's
too.
He's always been a strikeout problem. But last year he put it together and had over a 900 OPS for his first season ever.
And he gave us the worst possible problem of all time.
Yes, he did. He gave us the worst issue ever. In April, he had 8 home runs. In May, he only had 4. In April, he had a 932 OPS. In May, he has a 544. So,
don't love that.
I hate that so much because I was thinking he was going to put up a 900 OPS this year and have 50 plus home runs. Not looking like it.
No.
Not looking like it at all. And I hate that because I need him to do well because he's on my fantasy team. And consistently what I had him for was RBIs. And you're not going to get RBIs when you're hitting 161.
No.
So,
with that, I will get into the standings before we sign off.
Oh.
All right. Do you have anything else, or?
No, we just usually do that on the Sunday episode. We never do that here.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we're good. I mean, I was just gonna rip them, but
go ahead, rip them.
All right, so we got the Dodgers in first place in the NL West. Shocker. 38 and 25, plus 81 run differential. Currently tied with the Pittsburgh Pirates. After that, Padres 32 and 33, plus 7 run differential. Giants 30 and 33, minus 28 run differential. Diamondbacks 29 and 33, minus 1. Colorado Rockies, bless their hearts, 21 and 40, minus 97. They are a team. NL East, Phillies 44 and 19, plus 104 run differential. Atlanta Braves 34 and 25, 8 games back. Had to sneak that in. Plus 36 run differential. Nats 27 and 34, minus 25. Mets 27 and 35, minus 29. Miami Marlins 21 and 41. They are a team. They shouldn't be, but they're a team. And minus 88. Central Brewers 36 and 26, courtesy of the Phillies, plus 58 run differential. Cubs 31 and 31, minus 10. Cardinals 21 and 31, minus 45. Hey, look. You didn't get swept by the Phillies. The Brewers did. Pirates, 29 and 32, minus 20. Reds, 29 and 33, plus 11. Weird one. Yankees, 44 and 19, plus 115. Orioles, 39 and 22. Yeah, that split with the Blue Jays really doesn't feel nice right now.
That hurts.
Yeah, plus 86. Red Sox, 31 and 31, plus 26 for God knows what reason. Tampa Bay Rays, 31 and 31, minus 47. Jays, 30 and 32, minus 43.
They're also a baseball team.
They are a baseball team. They're not as bad as some of the other ones we've called a baseball team, but they're pretty fucking bad. Yep. Guardians 40 and 21, plus 80. Royals 37 and 26, plus 72.
Just as we all would have predicted.
Absolutely, that's exactly how we predicted the AL Central.
Everyone had that. I mean, everyone had the Guardians winning the fucking Central.
Yeah, all the pop in that lineup, of course.
Yeah.
Twins, 33 and 28, minus 2. Tigers, 31-31, minus 3. White Sox, that's a baseball team. 15 and 47, minus 140.
God. Minus 140 is like...
That's shit crazy.
It is currently June 6th. And that's your run differential? Holy fuck.
Yeah, and then after that, Mariners, 36 and 28, plus 10. Rangers, 30 and 32, plus 13. Shout out El Bombi. Really helping that one. Astros, 28 and 35.
Figure it out, El Bombi, please.
Minus 3. Minus 3 with that offense is crazy. Athletics are 25 and 39, minus 67. Angels, baseball team. 24 and...
We said it at the exact same time.
Yeah. 24 and 38, minus 51.
In fact, I'm going to give them... This is for the Angels, the White Sox, the Marlins, and who else should I put in that? Rockies.
Yeah.
mean, at least with the Rockies, they have a few like prospects.
Nice pieces,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, okay. Ezekiel Tovar, nice piece. Nolan Jones might figure it out eventually, hopefully.
He's still hurt right now.
Last
but
year.
Yeah, it looked like he did, but
at least there's a little bit there. But with like the Marlins, it's like there's nothing.
No, there's nothing.
I mean, there's guys injured.
They're going to trade away the pitchers, so
yeah. Even if you get back Alcantara and Yuri Perez, it's like, okay, you guys still can't hit if you fell out of a fucking boat.
And you're right there. Like the water's right there.
Yeah. Nobody could hit the water, guaranteed.
No. Well, that's it. You want to do the wrap up?
All right, everybody, follow us on Instagram at the Baseball Diaries, on YouTube at the Baseball Diaries Pod. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, or don't. I mean, I prefer you did, but please, like, if you don't want to, I guess don't. Please.
We can't control you.
Trust me, if we could control you, we'd have 1 billion followers right now.
Yes.
And we would both be doing this for a living, and we wouldn't have jobs. I would be.
Well,
okay
this would be the job.
Yeah, I'd be 100% okay with this. So yeah, if you guys want us to continue doing this and put a lot more effort into it, trust me, if we treat this as a job, it's going to be a whole production like side. We have we have Say No to Walks Media now. We're going to take down John Boy eventually.
You looked it up. It's going to happen.
They started in 2017, so
we're on the path.
Yeah. The path of most resistance, I would say. But
yes.
Still, we're on a path.
It is a path.
Follow Say No to Walks on Twitter. Follow the BB Diaries Pod on Twitter. Start shit with us. I want to start talking shit. I like doing it.
Please do.
Unless you're a Cardinals fan, do not. I've delved down that rabbit hole too many times.
Yeah.
It's hurt my sanity.
Yes.
Because I've been right every time. Every fucking time I've been right.
All right. Well, that's it.
All right. That is it.
Peace out.
Later.